Good evening. A very warm welcome to all of you. Please come. Let's pray to the Almighty. Seek His blessings. Asato ma Sagamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord, the Almighty, the Omniscient, the Potent, to such a magnificent Lord, who also has the divine name Vriddhatma Mahakshaha. Together, we offer our humble salutation, filled with Shraddha, Bhakti, Prapatti. O Lord, we beseech your love, your grace, your kindness, your compassion, your strength, your forgiveness. Please bless us with the divine qualities of Shraddha, Bhakti, Gnana, Vairagya, Prapatti, Mumukshutvam. In greater proportions, only and only to understand thy true nature, so that we get the first hand experience, aporoksha anubhuti, of thy true self in all of us. We beseech in you that at the end of our life, we reach thy holy feet. Om Tat Sat. With the grace of the Lord and with the blessings of the Guru Parampara, today we are on our Divine Discourse number 300 and on the 1st of August 2000. Shobhanakrit Nama Samvatsara Dakshinayan Varsharutu Adhika Shravana Mas Shukla Paksha Paurnima Uttara Ashada Nakshatra Priti Yoga Vishtikarana. On this auspicious day of Tuesday and the auspicious time, we all make a firm resolve that, O Lord, I know that your grace is completely on us. I firmly believe that you want us to evolve day by day and come closer to you. I firmly realize that I am none other than you. I know that everything what happens to me in my life is only and only to uplift me from the oceans of birth. Therefore, I accept every situation, every circumstance, every incident, every happening, be it through a person, place, or object. It is at thy will and it is thy mercy. I completely accept it wholeheartedly, without questioning a wee bit, without having a sense of sorrow or anger or frustration. I completely surrender unto thee, O Lord. I live a life filled with devotion, compassion, and surrender to the Almighty. Om. Humble salutations, Guru Parampara once again. Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you once again. So, Lord Krishna is slowly taking us forward. What we shall do now is we'll understand the fourth chapter. This is the second revision. Last time we had the first revision with introduction and up to verse 6. I'll quickly, in a few minutes, tell you about what are those, the crux of the 6 minutes. And then we will take each and every verse, going to the depth of the meaning of the verse and the essence of the verse. And most importantly, what we'll do is we'll link this verse to the next verse. So earlier we were going into extreme detail of a verse, of any shloka. And sometimes what happens is Each shloka we must have even taken 2 classes or even more than that. So you fail to get the link. So now when we start linking with your past knowledge, you will be able to grasp the entire gist of what Lord Krishna is trying to tell us. Even if you have a jigsaw puzzle game, you have all the pieces of the jigsaw. But now what is important is to put the pieces together, you need to have the whole picture in front of you. So thereby you can look at what are the corners on the left hand side or on the top side or on the bottom side. So this way, now when we start looking at these verses closely, where we do about 8-10 verses in one revision, so you will get a better. Let's start. So as we all know, now in this verse onwards, Lord Krishna is talking about, he reveals himself. Till now Arjuna did not know what is Lord Krishna's nature. He only knew him as a pal, a childhood friend, and he also knew him as his relative because he was married to his sister. Krishna's sister was Subhadra, was the wife of Arjuna. So now here he starts telling, look, Arjuna, this is something which I'm telling you is so divine and it has got so much of depth in it. Don't just consider, like I and you have been talking over several occasions, so many things. So it's not just a remark I'm passing over here. What I'm trying to tell you is something phenomenal. And then he says, I thought, meaning taught this knowledge, what I'm right now telling to you, I taught this to the sun god. He straight goes to the sun god billions and billions of years ago, to the sun god Vivaswan, and from there he passed it on to Manu, and Manu in turn gave it to Ishwaku. But from Ishwaku, then it's again the lineage of kings. What kind of kings? Saintly kings. But somewhere down the line, this particular yoga, which is this knowledge, as it was moving on, somewhere it lost its track. So I am once again revealing this to you. Why? Not that you are only my friend, you are also my devotee. And he further adds to it, devotee of what sense? You have the capability to understand this transcendental system. Transcendental means going from one plane to another plane, where one should have the capacity to make that jump, that kind of a shift. So he says, you are my friend, you are my devotee, and also I know that you can understand it. Arjuna immediately gets a question. Wait. Krishna, what are you saying? You were born much after the sun god Vivaswan. I know when you were born along with me. And during the Mahabharata times, Lord Krishna's age is somewhere in the mid-80s. So it says, this is your age, and billions of years ago was Surya Bhagwan. So now how did you instruct this great yoga or science, what you're saying, to sun god? Then now Lord Krishna reveals, says, look, you and me, both of us have had innumerable number of births, millions and millions of births. You have forgotten. I remember all of them. this is something striking. Parantapa. Parantapa is one who is the slayer of enemies, who strikes. Now here, Arjuna got a jolt from Lord Krishna. He was struck. Understand? You're saying. Then Lord Krishna comes to the 6th verse and he says, actually, to tell you, I am unborn. I am not born, or I neither die. I am the Lord of all living entities. He makes it very clear over here. And what is my nature? My nature is imperishable. Then the question comes, how is it that you are in front of me? If you say I am not born and your nature is imperishable, you are the Lord of all entities, then there has to be some meaning to this, isn't it? I am seeing you right here. How is it possible then I am able to see you? So then Lord Krishna says, with my yoga maya, my divine power, I am appearing to you. This is where we left in our last class. Now, Lord Krishna has to state, there has to be a purpose. If I am of that nature, and if I am standing in front of you, and if I am the Lord of all living entities, then why did I come suddenly here? So then he starts with the next verse, number 7. He starts telling us, yada yada hi dharmasya ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. Now he has to talk of the purpose. So far, well, fine. I've been telling you this is my status, and I appear with my yoga maya. And now he starts, what is the reason I have come over here? He says, yada yada hi bhavati glanir dharmasya. Yada yada hi bhavati glanihi dharmasya. Meaning, whenever there is a decline of dharma, then he says, apyutthanam adharmasya tada aham srijami atmanam, he says. Meaning, at that point of time, whenever there is a decline of dharma, at that point of time, simultaneously, there is an increase of adharma, decline of dharma, and there is an increase of adharma. At that point of time, atmana, meaning I myself, through maya, I manifest. So understand one thing, dharma and adharma are like day and night. They are going to be there. There is dharma and there is also adharma. We should suddenly not get what is this? My life is all the time I've been cheated and so much adharma is happening to me, and I see so much of adharma happening everywhere. Then that can go contrary to this version of what Lord Krishna is saying. So he says, when there is a decrease of dharma and an increase of adharma, so a little bit here and there is fine, but an increase of adharma, so which means the gap, it increases now. Between the dharma is going down, adharma is going up. So then he says, now I come to existence. Now, how do I come? Now, this is one very key point we need to understand. He says, Atmanam. Srijami means I manifest. Manifest, Srijami Atmanam. I manifest through the power of my maya. which means Lord Krishna, as he said in the previous verse, is in the state of unmanifest, nirguna. And when he is manifest, now he becomes saguna with attributes. Otherwise, his original nature is without attributes. Now, this is one key point many would not know about. We all know about gods. What kind of god? Ganapati, Ishvara, Shiva, Krishna, Mahakali, Devi, Ashtalakshmi. All these are various forms, what we know. These are all the manifested forms. But only the ones who go to the higher levels in terms of spirituality, now they understand that the original form of Paramatma is Nirguna Brahman. So these words should drive that question in us. Here he's trying to say, Srijami, I manifest Atmanam through my power of yoga, Maya. I manifest. Now, why? Why do you manifest? Then he further explains, I manifest because परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. His agenda is threefold. Pavitranaya sadhunam, for the protection of the pious, the good, the noble, deserving, or the ones who are on the virtuous path. First one, Pavitranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, for the destruction, eradication of dushkritam, means the evils, the ones who are the wrongdoers, the sinful ones. So now you can directly make a comparison to the earlier shloka, where when there is increase in adharma means, now how does he fight that? Increase in adharma is by killing the evildoers, by destroying the wicked. And why the decrease of dharma had happened? So there he says, because the virtuous people are not protected. So he says, now I protect them, the virtuous people. And the third one he says is, dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge, he says. Meaning, for establishing this virtue, where I need to find a balance. It cannot happen that completely there is only dharma and there is no adharma. Dharma and adharma, they exist side by side, but I come into existence, I manifest myself only when I see that the proportion goes haywire. This is what he talks about over here. Then, now he further says, Janma janma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma mameti so Arjuna. Now this one very important aspect of this. He straight tells, who are the ones who can attain me? O Arjuna, listen to this. If at all you want to attain me, now I'm going to give you a clue how to attain. So he says, Yaha. Yaha means who? Evam vetti tattvataha. Evam vetti tattvataha means who knows my reality in the true sense. Many do not know, as I just now described, that we just know the forms of various gods. But what is my true reality? that I am that Nirguna Brahman. Now, the ones, evam vetti tattvataha, in the true sense, that meaning divyam karma mama. Divyam karma mama means that supernatural janma of mine, birth of mine, which is nothing but a form of Maya. So, and actions where I have come to protect the pure, the dharmic people. So, such a kind of my birth, people who know this in the true sense, na eti punarjanma. Na eti punarjanma means they do not come back to life again. There is no rebirth for them. If you have understood this aspect clearly, that my true nature is so and so, and I have come here manifesting through the power of Maya, and my main intention to take a birth here is that I protect the good, the noble, the deserving. When there is no rebirth, tektva, after casting of tektva deham. Tektva deham means after you give up this body. Saha eti mam, he says. Saha eti mam means after tektva deham, once one gives up this body, he immediately comes to me. Means he gets liberated. So now understand the key points what he's trying to tell here. So the deeper meaning here is tattvataha. He uses that word tattvataha, means truly, in the deepest sense. What have you to understand? To know that Paramatma as Nirguna, Nirguna, Nirguna. Understand this. His original nature, his true nature, his true identity is Nirguna. Very few know this. And even if they know this, they cannot understand this. They cannot stay in this knowledge. So, at the core, in the truest sense, in the real meaning, understand that I am a Nirguna. Because I have a purpose, I have come here as Saguna Akara. I have come with a form. So once one knows this Nirguna Parabrahman, he has attained the highest knowledge and he gets liberated. Now, as per the commentary of Bhagavan Shankaracharya, he gets liberated when? The moment he stabilizes, this jiva stabilizes in this truth that this is the nature of that Parabrahman, he gets liberated then and there. And then what should we understand as per the shloka of Lord Krishna? Yes, here Lord Krishna is saying that he'll come to me. When will he come? After he gives up this body. Because the Prarabdha karma is in force. He has to experience all what he has to in this life. All the good, the bad, the gain, the loss, the dishonor, the honor, everything this body and mind, the Sukshma Sharira and the Sthola Sharira has to experience. But this person gains that liberation the moment this knowledge is established in that person. There is not an iota of doubt regarding this. He makes it very clear over. There are so many instances where Lord Krishna, he tells in different forms how one can reach him. This is one of the methods. Know me in my truest sense, tattvataha. Now then he says, you mean to say this path of liberation, what you're talking about? Is this scheme, so-called scheme of liberation, just now launched by you? They say, a sale is going on in the mall. 30%, 50%, even more than that. From when is this sale happening? They'll say from yesterday. Until when? Till today night. So this doubt comes. From when is this path of liberation on these lines? So now Lord Krishna, he gives an answer to this question. The next shloka, which is shloka number 10. So there he says, वीतरागभयक्रोधा मन्मया मामुपाश्रिताः बहवो ज्ञानतपसा पूता मद्भावमागताः. बहवः वीतरागभयक्रोध मन्मया. बहवः वीतरागभयक्रोध manmaya. Bhavaha means many, not one or two, many. Many who were devoid of attachment, fear, anger. Vita means who are devoid of raga attachment, bhaya means fear, krodha means anger. Manmayaha means they got absorbed in me. Who are these? Who were the knowers of this true self, who saw my true identity, who understood my true identity in the real sense. Mam upashritaha. And then after that, they only took refuge in me. Refuge means surrender. Surrender, the peak of surrender is prapatti. That's another word of surrender, which is at the peak level. There you don't have an iota of doubt. Let anything happen. The person is in such a state that I know, oh Lord, this is for my good only. I take it with a smile. The true sense of a spiritual seeker who is advancing on spirituality is nothing should bother him. Although it can be like a head-breaking situation for a non-seeker, but for a seeker, he still sees that the hand of God is there in this situation. You evaluate yourself. I am pretty sure that all of you, the intensity of what you had in the beginning, in terms of how things could shake you and how you react in the current situation. 3 years we have been together now, seeking this knowledge. It's no joke, I'm telling you. It's not somebody's cup of tea. Like, okay, I follow this, I listen to this. No. Doing upasana, doing jap, doing your karma yoga, constantly studying, trying to understand and being established in it. This needs purely God's grace. Otherwise, something or the other will take you away from this path. So when there are these kind of people who have established themselves in this truth, in this steady, steadfast knowledge. Now, Bhutaha, having been established over here, Bhutaha means they got purified. Gnana tapasaha, how? By the knowledge of this divine. And having been purified and having got this knowledge, agataha, they attained madbhavam, they attained my state. What is that state? That liberated state, that godhood state. They are no more in the jiva bhava. They may appear to you that they are in the jiva bhava because they are leading a very normal life. But at the mindset level, they know what is the truth. There is nothing called as God separately, there is nothing called as Jagat separately, and there is nothing called as Jiva separately. Their knowledge is completely in the wisdom that everything and everything is God and God alone appearing in all these. In simple terms. So this conviction has to come. So now what Lord Krishna is saying is, there are many, don't think that, this scheme has just opened yesterday and I'm telling you because you are my friend, your devotee, and also I know that you are eligible for this knowledge. No, 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 no. Many have reached me already. So here is giving that assurance to Arjuna, you too can do this. So now point can come, attachment we are talking. So what in case you have love and aversion also? There can be a situation. So he says, do you grant this only uh, to a few, but not to the others who are completely established in vitaraga bhaya krodha, who are without attachment, fear, and anger, and not to others? So then again, Lord Krishna further explains. Now see the connect what we are seeing now. Every shloka as we are moving forward, we are getting to understand depth, how the flow is happening. Okay. So now in verse number 11. Ye yata mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashah. Now he says, look, now I told you what are the qualifications required over here. Three things. I made it very clear. Attachment, fear, and anger. Those who are devoid of all these three, who know my true self, they attain me. Then and there. And when do they reach me? When they drop their body over here. Okay. So now what about others? So he says, Yata. Yata means according to the manner in which a jiva, the purpose what we are talking about, like each one has got, it wants to seek something in life. Now look at various people whom you know. You have so many friends, you have so many relatives, you have so many associates. Now each one has got an approach in life, right? So whatever one is seeking, yatha means in whatever way they want to seek something in life, prapadyante. So they want something, and prapadyante means they approach me. Approach mam. Prapadyante mam aham bhajami. They approach me with a favor. So Tata eva means in the same manner, based on what they want. In the same manner, I also reciprocate. Now, what he's trying to tell us over here is, see, this scheme is open to everybody. You want to reach me? Have these three qualities in you. You don't have? Cultivate. Take the help of Shastras. Take the help of a guru. Be with your co-sadhaks and see if they can do, you also can do. But now I see that everybody does not want this. So their idea is something else, which means they do not want liberation. What liberation? No, I don't understand all this. Right now I want this. I'm contesting for the municipal election. I want to win the municipal elections. That is my goal in life. And after that, I want to become MLA. After that, I want to become a minister, then the chief minister, and then eyeing for the PM post also. So this is, apart from that, nothing else. If somebody is in a job, he says how I go up the ladder on the job. If somebody is in business, how I can establish more establishments of my business centers, open more companies, do more and more turnover. They do not have any inclination for liberation. So Lord makes it very clear over here. Let me be very clear. If you have an intention to seek liberation, and at the same time come to me for asking rewards, worldly rewards, this is not my funda. So this is very important what we need to understand. We go to temples, we pray to God. If you have truly understood the theory of karma, the theory of creation, the theory of how the divinity functions, just leave everything to the Lord. And only ask Him for Shraddha, Bhakti, Gnana, Vairagya, Mumukshutva. Give me this, that's it. I don't want anything else. Did you ask for moksha here? No. Shraddha, Bhakti, Gnana, Vairagya, Mumukshutva. 5 things. Shraddha, I want to increase my faith in you. I want it to increase day by day, so that I can accept everything that is coming in my life. With open arms, I can accept and embrace every situation, whatever it could be. Bhakti, I want love. And love with the Supreme Most. So, along with Shraddha, you got Bhakti. Gnana, give me knowledge. How do I reach you? Now, as you're telling me, I want this kind of knowledge so that I don't err. Otherwise, I would be a fool, asking you wrong things and pressing the wrong buttons, or taking the wrong route and going to wrong destinations. No, I want that Gnana from you. Third one, Vairagya, dispassion. Show me that everything around us is constantly subject to change. What is the nature of this world? As anityam. Anityam. You may be in the best of scenario now. Everything is good. Your health is good. Your finances are good. Your relationship is good. Your job is good. Suddenly, next moment, everything is nitya. S. Kshanikam. Momentary. Why it is anityam? Because it is momentary. Nothing is permanent or momentary. And another S is shunyam. Shunyam means it's a void. There is no depth in this. We have given too much importance to everything in this world. Somebody is so good to you today. Look at the short frame of time, you'll get to understand how relationships went to a peak and how they fell down to the floor. How one's finances went to a peak and how at one point of time they fell to the floor. How one's health was in the pink of health and at some point of time health is far-fetched. This is shunyam, takes you to that state of void. So you ask for that dispassion. Oh Lord, let me know this. Let me get convinced so that I don't run after it again. Now, if an eagle has to reach the mountain peak, it obviously needs two strong wings to fly. It has to flutter, it has to beat its wings against the pressure of that air and take itself higher and higher. So the two wings which a sadhak would need is on one side Gnana and the other side is Vairagya. If one wing is weak, the eagle would not be able to reach the peak. In the same way, we have to pray to the Lord. If somewhere you see that your problems are reducing, you're again getting attracted to the world. Lord, send me some problem. I'm not able to remember you. I'm not able to feel the urge to reach you. Kunti Devi, when Lord Krishna was leaving after the carnation of Yudhishthira, Vipadashantu Shashvata Tatra Jagat Guru. He tells Lord Krishna, when Lord Krishna asks, Goa, tell me what reward show, what word should I give you, boon should I give you? He says, give me troubles. Panchakanya, Kunti comes under the 5 great women in this creation, 5 greatest women in this creation. She says, give me troubles. And very emphatically she explains, why am I asking for troubles? Because I know that when I am in trouble, you will come to help me. And when you come to help me, then there is no question of birth and death. You are there with me. So if I want you to be there with me, I want troubles in life. And you are there to take care. Why should I worry? I am only saying give trouble to me, meaning it's an indirect way I'm calling you to come over here and take charge of my troubles. Now in the same, if you have to take the same analogy forward, what is Lord telling you here is, any person who asks for liberation, he says, oh Lord, I don't want the world. I want you. Arey, I want you, meaning then who will take care of my issues in life? So now the Lord says, He says in the 9th chapter, 22nd verse, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate desham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham, he says. See, this is a commitment which Lord gives. I promise, he says, Desham nityabhiyuktanam, whatever needs you have, I will ensure that I personally take care of your needs. He becomes your personal assistant, servant. Take care of your needs. One is what you need. And yogakshemam vahamyaham. Whatever you have got, I will ensure that they are protected. So what should be our aim in life? मेरी चिंता हरि करे, मैं करूं हरि का चिंतन. What worries I have got, let Hari keep thinking about them. It is his problem, not my problem. And what is my attitude or my goal in life? मैं करूं हरि का चिंतन. I only constantly of him. He has said, Ananyas chintayanto mam, whoever think of me and engage in exclusive devotion towards me. To such minds who are those minds who are completely absorbed in me. See, this is a greater level of attachment with the Lord. You are not going to the Lord, "Arey, I want this, I want this, I want that, I want this." No, I want you. Can you make a bigger statement than this? I don't know, I want you. I don't want anything else. And this person is constantly thinking about this. Then what happens to his life? Lord says, I take. This is one very clever point which Lord Krishna is. And I tell you, we just need the grace of Him. Somehow we need to get this in the right manner. And if we have got to listen to this and it gets into our mind and we stick on to this 3-step, we are done for life. One simple point. Leave your fear aside. मेरी चिंता हरि करे, मैं करो हरि का चिंता. In a village, there was one person known as Keshav, a farmer, and he had his cattle next to his hut. He also had his grains, that haystack, in a small godown next to his hut. A Param Bhakta of Lord Krishna who firmly believed that Ananyas Chintoyanto Mam. He knew that Lord Krishna is there for me. I know that He'll help me if I am into trouble. So one day what happened? As usual, with these bhaktas, when you start your journey on spiritual path, you will encounter yourself with so many problems which you would have never imagined. That is one thing which happens. That is the test. If you fail in that, because that is the first screen which the Lord takes you through, and many get filtered over there itself. Because there are several problems which come in and they say, no, 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 I can't do this. Let me attend to it. So, massive fire broke out in the village. And everybody and everything is in a chaos there. Now, in this scenario, his hut is on fire and his produce, the hay and the grains what he has, that also has caught fire. That scenario, suddenly he thinks of this. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. Hare Lord Krishna, you said you will take care of this. Now he said, no, I am your servant. Not that I will get things executed for you. You have said that I will do it for you. He suddenly thinks of this, and his faith, Shraddha, his bhakti, his love, and his conviction is so strong, his Gnana on this front. See the 5 jewels which we are asking, Shraddha, Bhakti, Gnana. These 3 things he brings in place. And in that state of chaos, he thinks about Lord Krishna. Now, suddenly he sees that about 100 people are running towards his hut. He's not able to believe. Even that side of the village is on fire. And why are these 100 people coming towards his hut? He sees that all of them, they have come with buckets and they are passing water from a nearby well. They form a line and they are pulling water from the well and they are passing it on to each other and they are putting off this fire. And in a short time, they were able to extinguish the fire. Now he was not able to do this. Not that there is no fire just struck their hut. So they are also facing a problem. And he asks these villagers, what happened? How did you all come running to me? Then they were in a daze. They tell, yeah, yeah, yeah. Even I am also wondering why we came over here. And then they realized that some force within them, not only one person, it made all of them run to this bhakta. So now then Raj realized that it was the Lord who was seated in them. The Lord did not take an avatar. So immediately he got into their mind and then he put them into action and he saved this Keshav from this debacle. So from that day onwards, Keshav's bhakti towards Lord, his shraddha towards Lord, increased multifold. And looking at this, many people started following him. What more can we expect in life? This is enough for us. If the grace of the Lord is on these lines, then why should I worry? So ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupa desham nityabhiyukta yogakshemam am. So the Lord is there. Take care. What we just need is, yes, whoever comes to me with whatever kind of wish they have, I grant them accordingly. But you can't mix. You want moksha and you want the world also. Like you can't say, I want to be awake and I want to sleep also. You can't do that. You either have to do one of the two. So now another question can come. Now see, you are granting, you are there shining through each and every person. Now giving aversion, giving love, giving fear, hatred, all that is in your control. And if that is the case, you are the one who has the knowledge of everything, O Krishna. Then why is it that you do differently to different? Everybody can come and ask you liberation, isn't it? It is in your hands. So then, for that, Lord Krishna gives a reason. The next verse number 12. काङ्क्षन्त कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवताः क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा. He says, what to tell you now? They have a prayer that they want some success. Something which is not working in their life. They want to get rid of it. They want it to work. So they don't come to me. They go and worship the gods, meaning the devatas. And in the human world, he makes another point. In this human world means in this Prithvi Loka, success from action comes quickly, he says. Now, meaning in other lokas, it is not that fast. Now here, if you work towards success sincerely, every action you do towards success, seeking the grace of the devatas, then you do get success. So they fall for this success and they worship the gods. They don't even care to. Kangshantaha siddhim, meaning longing or praying for fructification of the results. Everybody is doing work, right? Karma, actions. Everybody, if somebody is studying, yes, they are all constantly studying. If somebody is doing a job, yes, he is working. in this area of work. If somebody is seeking for power, he's pulling all sorts of strings to see that he gets power. So in action, everybody is striving to reach to the higher plane. Kankshantaha, they are longing for results. Karmanam yajante iha devataha. They worship the local gods like the Indra, the Agni, the Vayu. These are the devatas. So they worship them. So what he says is, they siddhim because for them they want success from this action. And in this world, Prithviloka, success from action, bhavati kshipram manushe loke, comes quickly in this human world, because the authority of the scriptures extend this success only to the human world. Now you cannot question this. Reason? There is a certain amount of gravity in this Prithviloka. The gravity strength in moon is something else. The gravity strength in Mars is something else. In Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, the gravity varies. But in Bhuloka, in the same way, this is a law. Going by this law, people can attain success when they have the divine grace. Divine grace means the grace of the devatas for the efforts that they put in. So the difference lies in this, that in the human world, eligibility for actions, now the Lord says is, he puts in another funda over here. He says, these actions which these people perform is according to their various gradations or castes and stages of life. What is the meaning of this? Why each one is drawn towards something? So now you have to recollect the trigunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. Rajas keeps spinning you all the time. It will never allow you to sit for a while. Tamas will always keep you dull-headed, not wanting to do much. If somebody tells you to do, you do, and then afterwards rest. And sattva guna, it takes you towards doing noble things, helping others in the field of knowledge, studying, and towards divinity. So these are the various reasons why these actions. After having said that actions give results, he says how actions vary in person to person in this life. So now, what are these kind of actions? Meaning, what are the kind of categories of people? Why each one behaves in a different way? And now why is it telling us is, you understand first where you stand, in which category you are coming. If you are in the lowest category, move to the next higher category, middle category, and if from the middle, if you are in the middle category, then slowly move to the top category. And from the top category, now try to get into the state of divinity. Because even being in the state of the sattva guna is also you're under shackles, but they are golden shackles. Rajoguna, you can call them as silver shackles. Shackles are shackles. Tamoguna are like this iron shackles. You're still bound. You're still a prisoner. So now he says, understand. And then he talks about one of the most famous shlokas is Chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam gunakarma vibhagashah tasya kartaram apimam Viddhi kartaram avyayam. Here he talks about these four castes again. This classification I have made purely on the gunas. Gunas means his capability. And based on his capability, what kind of a duty he is doing or what kind of a area is working. And the Lord makes it very clear that I am the agent of all this classification, but I am not involved in any of the acts which they do. He makes it like if there are various electrical components in your house, one is a fan, one is a fridge, one is a TV, one is a microwave, one is a stove, one is a heater, one is a hair dryer. Now all these are equipments. Electricity which gives them the power to function is one and only one. Now whatever these apparatus are doing because of the strength which they get from this electricity, but the act of that equipment, that will not be attributed to electricity. Say if I bought a new dress, very expensive dress, and I take the iron box, I switch on, and I start ironing, pressing my clothes, that new dress, and suddenly it burns. Can I go to the electricity department and say, see, because of your electricity, dress got burnt? No, it is the equipment. The wrong way of handling that equipment, your dress got burnt. So in the same way, Lord says, I may be the doer. I may be the agent who made all this, brought everything into existence, and who is also giving the necessary life, the Chetana Shakti to perform, but I claim no responsibility. Guna karma vibhagashaha. These classifications have made the gunas, the duties, sattva, rajas, tamas, all this now control of the mind, the body, practicing austerity, a lover of peace. These are the duties of the Brahmana, where Sattvika guna is at a predominant level, and very little is that the Rajas. So Sattva is purity and goodness in simple terms. So Rajas is very minimal level. Now there are Kshatriyas, where Sattva guna becomes secondary, and Rajas, passion and attachment, these become predominant over there. Now in the Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha, their attachment is completely to be ruled out. So a Kshatriya has got passion, attachment. I want more, I can't sit quiet. So their Rajas becomes more, Sattva becomes secondary. Now the third category is there, where the predominant is Rajas and secondary becomes Tamas. Tamas is ignorance, lethargy, indolence, and then you have got the in the Shudra, you have got where Tamas is predominant and Rajas is second. So he says, this is the way I have structured the entire creation. Don't attribute anything to it. Now, why they choose something or why they act, what they want to pursue in life, why they come to me, why they don't come to me, all this you understand from this fabric what I have created. Apikartaram means apikartaram tasya. Even though I am the agent of each and every act, I am the agent. Maya vidhi mam akartam. Know that still from the highest standpoint, Maya, not Maya, Maya, vidhi mam akartaram. Know from the highest standpoint that I am not the doer. I am a non-agent. Because my nature is avyayam. I am changeless. I don't have a shape. I don't have a form. Just like you have a cinema screen, right? That cinema screen, there can be fire on the screen, there can be a volcano eruption, there can be a cyclone, a tornado, an earthquake. Whatever can happen on the screen, but it does not have a screen. The screen does not get wet if there is a a hurricane. It does not tear if there is a earthquake. It does not burn if there is a massive fire. So this way, God makes it clear. So each one having their particular gunas who are working on the strength of my Chetana Shakti. Now they, based on their qualities which are predominant in them, they keep working and achieving in this life. So that takes them forward on the journey of life. So now in the next shloka, now he says, in reality, if I am not the agent of these actions, whom do you think, which which of you think that is the agent? So now for that, why and how and all this answered in the next shloka, which is in number 14. We'll take it in. So try to get this gist of this understanding in a nutshell, connect everything, know what is the path, where you should not go, where you should pursue more and more, and what should be the qualities one should adapt in life. All this, pay that focus, that attention, and your put all your energy and effort in that direction. Sri Krishna. Idam Namo. Now let's do the study the names of Vishnu Sahasranama, of two divine names. Verse number 38. पद्मनाभोरविन्दाक्षः पद्मगर्भशरीरभृत् महर्दिरुद्धो वृद्धात्मा महाक्षः गरुडध्वजः. Vriddhatma, the ancient self. 352. In the self, there is no concept of time, it being beyond the intellect. But here, by the term Vriddhatma, it only means that he was the self before all creation. It is only after the creation of time that we are capable of saying and indicating him as the self of the various living creatures. He is the first self, meaning he is the self whose manifestations are the world of plurality. Vriddhatma. Now 353. Mahakshakaha. Aksha means I. Maha Aksha, the great eyed, meaning the eyes that can see not only the world of objects but also x-ray through them and see all that are happening deep within the bosom of all creatures. He is the great eye, seeing all at all times, as he is the consciousness that illumines everything at all times in all. Such a divine Lord, we offer our humble salutation. Let's chant the Dhanvantari mantra 3 times. We seek the grace of Dhanvantari, Lord, to give us the right kind of health to pursue our spiritual goals. ॐ नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वभयविनाशाय सर्वरोगनिवारणाय त्रैलोक्यपतये त्रैलोक्यनिधये श्रीमहाविष्णुस्वरूप श्रीधन्वन्तरी स्वरूप श्री 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 औषधचक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा. ॐ नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वभयविनाशाय सर्वरोगनिवारणाय त्रैलोक्यपतये त्रैलोक्यनिधये श्रीमहाविष्णुस्वरूप श्रीधन्वन्तरी स्वरूप श्री 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 औषधचक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा. ॐ नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वभयविनाशाय सर्वरोगनिवारणाय त्रैलोक्यपतये त्रैलोक्यनिधये श्रीमहाविष्णुस्वरूप श्रीधन्वन्तरी स्वरूप श्री 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 औषधचक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा. Now let's do the Sakshatkara Siddhi Yoga Dhyana. The pranayama is only to aid the meditation. As we have learnt, mind is the vehicle, breath is the vehicle to the mind. So mind travels on a vehicle called breath. So first bring the vehicle under control, otherwise which runs haphazard. Once you bring the vehicle under control, then the mind automatically gets under. So we first practice a minute or two. This pranayam, the ratio of 1:4:2. 1 is breathe in, 4 times of what you have breathed in is hold, and 2 times of what you have breathed in is exhale. Then again start with 1. Now after that we're going to watch the thoughts in our mind. You become a sakshi, an observer, and mind and thoughts are nothing but the observed, drashta and drishya. Remember this principle, a very important principle. That's the reason we are not changing the concept of meditation. When the right knowledge strikes you, immediately you will be at other times and make yourself completely eligible to transcend, fly. Well, let's start. Before that, please relax. Sit in a very comfortable position. After having relaxed your body, relax your face, your forehead, your shoulders, upper body. Take a few deep breaths. Now let's start the 1-4-2 pranayama. Now slowly focus on your mind and the thoughts in your mind. Without being judgmental, observe the thoughts in your mind. See the thoughts moving away. The moment you're non-judgmental, you'll see a sharp decline in the number of thoughts. Slowly you will attain a state where there are no thoughts. You are just an observer. The mind is like the road. The thoughts are like the vehicles on the road. You are the watcher from the window of your house. Now slowly focus on your mind. From there, you come to your breath. Feel the inhalation and exhalation through your nostrils. Become aware of where you're seated. Become aware of the surrounding. Om Purnamada Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Together, we offer our today's Gita Gnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Lord. Seek His grace, mercy, blessings. Om Tat Sat. Na ham karta, hari preranaya, hari prityartam. Shri Krishna idam.